Okay, so as I said, I'll show you lists first. We'll put all this def main window. We'll just stick all this in as a window. So then we can put other defs in and we can connect to them. Hopefully. So we've got def test. This should, I'm hoping, allow us to be able to link to other defs rather than bulking up on code. So if we do, how's he done it in there? Yeah, so put the start before your window's created. And there you go. So that's just telling it where to start the main window there. Start there, should hopefully ignore this now. I'm hoping. I'm going to find out. The only thing being you need the def before you call on it, otherwise it says it's not. What's going on? Window is not defined. Okay, that's because it's only defined in here. So we'll make it global. You should be able to use it on everything then. There you go. So obviously I'm pressing the buttons, it's not doing anything, but we'll sort that out in a minute. Press on them, they should close. We've also got that other def in there. It wasn't running first, which is good, which is what we wanted. So now if we go down, and rather than linking the buttons to just closing the window, we're going to link it to test. So obviously this is a simple bit of code, but if you wanted it to do something a bit more specific, you can control what they do, where they are. Okay. Right. Okay. 2 seconds, I'm going to pause you, because that's just annoying me now. Okay, well, it's just me being stupid. If you put test with your brackets as if you're trying to send something through to it, then you open it, you get the window is now closed in. Before you open it, take them out, just you sending it to the def. Then it works. So you don't need to have it all in defs. It was just me being silly. So I apologise for that. So all it does is, I mean, there might be a reason behind it, but if you do look at live mix, you'll notice it's got a lot of globals. If I look properly into it, I mean, some of them probably have to be there, but maybe you could have a few less. At least if you just set all your Windows parameters just as global things to start with, then you just stick your defs up the top, what you want to do with it. It should be quite simple. So it saves up loads of globals and it should be okay. So we'll put window.close. So now when we open it, it'll either moan the window hasn't been defined, or there you go. and it hasn't closed the window. So let's try that one. Okay, the window's now closing. It hasn't closed the window either. So there's a bit of a problem with that then. If you put a close option on the button itself, then it will close. Like I say, it's just an example. There you go, just closes straight off. Bang. So that's it pretty much. I don't know how we do it. I did say I was going to show you lists. Yeah, right, we've got a bit of time. Don't like to go on more than like 10-15 minutes because when I was learning I found them the best ones for me, because you could leave it and then come back another day and you don't feel like you've got to do an hour's worth. Right, lists. So then define your list. Let's close that for now. Close that for now. So up top we'll define a list in with, not with your paths, in with this bit. So I should have left that open. Dot add on window, dot list, space. I think that's a space between them. So underscore space. So it'll be 11 pixels or whatever underneath whatever the spacing measurement is. Item text Y offset, there's nothing in there. Text color equals text, so obviously you've got defined text. Put it up here with these ones. Text equals FF. Let's find it. I won't find it there. Naught times FFFFF is Y. It's all hex values. If you Google hex color values or whatever, you should be able to find them. I did have a bit of trouble with changing it on some bits. I think on them is white and black, but I didn't really mess about with it. So that's telling it that your text color is going to be that. Obviously this label's just took a default and gone with that. You could probably leave that blank, and in my default, we'll try that in a sec. So yeah, you got your list. We'll define a list through to actually use. On the other ones, I've just used the rejects, so it's just grabbed stuff off there. List equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do. Okay, and then I think we place here. Press Control. Stick it at the top for now. So that's going to stick a list in, all being well. We haven't told it what to put in it, have we? So list equals this. Sorry, it's probably not fun to watch. I can't remember how we actually defined what was in the list. So that's telling it what it is. Okay, let's place in the list. Oh yeah, right, yeah. That's it. List add item. Like I say, I was a bit all around the place. So let's place in the list. List.add item. Stick the list in up the top. So it should add all of them. And then did we have to do anything else? I think that was it. Create a window. I think that should be it, just display it, hopefully. Love an error. Two seconds. I don't think it's liking sticking the list into a list, so 2 seconds. Right, so yeah, you've just got to add items singly. You can't just do a list. You just add them in. I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not showing up at the minute. I think these buttons are in the way. So if we take off button 1 and 2. Okay, it did show up. Well, I think it's showing behind the background for something. Yeah, like I've said before, we'll stick the background in first. Yeah, so you got this there now. It knows what to do once you're on here. You press down. When you get to the bottom, it goes back to the top. When it gets to the top of the bottom, you can change where it goes, which I'll show you now. Obviously, it's a bit annoying doing it like that. But if you've just done a regex and you're getting a load of names, you can just put list.append, put name. It'll stick all the names in and it'll display it in whatever size list you tell it, which is like that. Okay, so that's a list. Yeah, another quick minute. I'll just show you how to tell it where to go with the buttons, basically. Which is, as you can see, I'll put a load of defs in there. That's one window per button. Shows you where the pictures is. Set the focus on the button in the corner. Oh, but you can have a look in football repeat if you want to have a look at that. And here, this is all you need. It's not love. This is what you need. Okay, so button. And then we'll set the focus wherever that is. If we set that on button, okay, so when we press right, pardon me, it will go to button 2. When we press left, it will go to button 5. Press down, it will go to, we haven't got a power button in, have we? No, list. Press up, it will go to the list. Okay, so you do that for the 5 buttons in the list. So button 2, and then do the same for the list. Pretty much anything you're placing on the window, you'll need to do a command for to tell you where to go once you're on it. It just makes it friendly so you can use your up and down arrows rather than having to have a mouse. So obviously 2 will be going to 3 on the right, left will just be going to button, list, 4, 2, 5, 3, 1, 4. We'll put that to button 3, button 5 if you go left. If you go up, we'll just go to button. If you go down, we'll go to button. So once it's the top or the bottom of the list, it will jump to them. Close that, reopen it, and it's making a liar of me. 2 seconds. Yeah, so obviously we haven't got a button 1, it's just called button. So it didn't like that. GUI testing. Okay, so now I've pressed right on that. There you go. And go across, press left. There you go, lovely. Up takes you to the list, get to the bottom of the list, takes you to 1. Up takes you to the bottom of the list, top of the list, there you go. So you press down on any of them, it takes you to the list. So you can just move around everywhere with your keys. That's pretty much it. There's also a text box. So I'll show you that. It's not worth doing another video because this is all I know at the minute. So I'll just show you text box. So text channel, which is obviously off the other one. You can call it whatever you want. We'll call it text box for this. Text box equals PYXBMCT.textbox. Text color is white again. We'll put text box text. Text box text is just an example of a text box. We should be able to add that on. Okay, so place control. There we go in. There, so just come down. You've just defined the text box there. Stick this place control in. We'll stick that down here. So we'll just put a predefined text box text. I'm hoping we can add in a second. Told you what text box is. It's PYXBMCT.textbox. Then you've stuck it on the window. So that's pretty much it. But again, like with the list, you need to add stuff to it, which I don't think's on here. You need to add stuff into it again. Create window, blah 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 blah. Two secs. So don't it's going on too long. Okay, and I think it's pretty much as simple as down here. Text channel, which was text box. set text, which we'll put as text box text. Okay. So all being well, it's going to make Lara me again. 2 seconds. Of course, when you change your name, you've got to change it everywhere. Text box, text Knox. Let's try text box. Okay, back we go. Open it up, please. Open. Right, and there you go. You got this is an example of a text box. The difference with this and a label is it will allow you to do more than one row. So there you go. Obviously with a label, I had to use a text box because it was running to the end of the screen and then just disappearing at the set width for the window. So with a text box you can have as many lines as you want. I think you can have it the whole screen, obviously, depending on what parameters you set into it for the actual size of the text box. You can expand the text box. You can make another window with just a text box. You can do what you like. This is what I like about this PYXBMCT module. It's probably like XBMC GUI, but I'd never tried it. I saw this nice and simple, and there you go. You can see I've done quite a lot, and rather than stopping, it's just started again on the next line. So it just fills the box out itself. So that's it. I'll see at the moment I'm pressing buttons, nothing happening because nothing's got focus. So, but I didn't really bother too much about that because if you can move the mouse to take things out of focus, you can move the mouse and put them back in. And if you can't move the mouse, you can't come off focus, so you're alright. That's it. That's just basic. Like I say, you can use it with regexes. A lot of people, well, some add-ons I've seen use like to create a window. You can just change that completely with this, so you can just display everything how you want, which is quite cool. Hope you've enjoyed that. Like I say, have a look at Football Repeat. You see what I've done with it. It's quite good. There's quite a lot you can do with it, and I'm only just learning it myself, and you can see how quite straightforward it is to use. So I've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon.